All right. Figure might as well do a video discussing this stuff because I will be continuing what we were doing yesterday with that mode exploration. So, first thing, here's a good time to take notes. Good time to take some notes here. Of course, reference this whenever you need to. Make sure you get it all. First thing is I want you to find a different place to play the C sus2 and the C sus4 here. Basically, you're looking for the easiest way, most efficient way of going from a B flat to a C. Because there's a much easier way than skipping strings. And because you mentioned playing the B flat sus sharp 4 is a pain in the butt, so what you could do, and this is why I have this blank for the most part. Actually, let me just do this now. Play it an octave higher. See how that goes for you. This way you can not have such a big pain in the butt stretch. So when I'm playing that B flat sus sharp 4, I am using these fingers here. So middle, pinky, and first. So yeah, it's definitely a tough one. The other thing you can do, like if you're just arpeggiating it in any way you like, an idea that was shared before, because some of these chords have an ungodly stretch, you don't need to hold the whole thing down when you're running through it. So you do something like, or like, just hold what you can and then just jump to whatever you couldn't hold. So maybe you could hold this just fine, although that wouldn't make any sense. Why would that be easier? So like, I don't want to give away what I was going to have you go to, but let's say you're just going between, we'll do this much here. You do something like this. If you're going to do like a really simple arpeggio, like maybe... So something like that would be okay for this, because a big part of this is just getting you to learn the fretboard. So yes, we want to be able to play the chord as much as we can, but for these, because of the big stretches, and I know a lot of people struggle with them, this is one time we can make some exceptions. So if I will always point out when we can do something like that. For the most part, we won't have to, but this is an instance where it would be all right. Okay, so here's a big thing to take note of. Bar number 33, that chord is incorrect. Let's see. I ran through these already, but I should probably go do it again here on the spot. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Alright. There. See, I didn't need to run through it. This chord, bar number 48, that is incorrect. Let's see. Next one. Alright, that one's good. Okay. I thought I had something on this one. Alright. Actually, we're going to try a couple things here. First thing, bar 68 right here, I'm just going to make this down the duplicate arrest symbol because that chord is incorrect. Also, this chord right here, that is also incorrect, so that needs to be fixed. I'm going to erase this chord name here because it needs to be changed. Besides that, I want you to try a different place for the C sus2 and the C sus4. So we'll do a little comparison thing there. So here's the original. I'm going to have you try a different place for the C sus2 and the C sus4. This is an incorrect chord. It's not in key. It needs to be fixed. This is an incorrect chord. Not in key. Needs to be fixed. All right, moving on. Let's see. Yeah, that one's good. Okay, so this one here, so you used your favorite sounding and easiest to play suspended second chords here, but then you chose to do the harder one here. So one question is why? Why? Why did you use that one? Why didn't you stick with that pattern there? Because you'd have a much easier time playing the sus flat 2 flat 5 using that 1 5 2 inversion. So try that one instead. Put the other one in instead of this way. Especially the way you're going about it, you know, going up all of these, playing the 1 5 2 voicing. Definitely makes far more sense to use that for this one too. So change that. Definitely change that. Same thing here. Use the other one. Use the other one. It's going to be way easier. And other than that, so that covers everything that needs to be corrected here. So hopefully you took notes. If not, definitely reference the video again and see what needs to be done. So let's continue with this guy here. So the last one we had, or the last one I put in, was the Aeolian. So let's go to Dorian next. So the difference between Aeolian and Dorian. So Aeolian's got the one, or the unique intervals in Aeolian is a flat 3, flat 6, and a flat 7. So with Dorian, we just take the flat 6 of the minor scale and raise it up a half step. Dorian being mode number 2 in your major scale, this would make this the key of G. So I'm going to change that to the key G. Move this over a little bit. Alright, so change this to the key of G. And wait a minute. Why am I thinking A? I'm sorry. I started playing on A. A Dorian is in the key of E. Or, yeah, key of G or E minor. We're playing E Dorian. E Dorian, that's the second mode, so we're in the key of D. Key of D major. Duh. There we go. Key of D major. Okay. So that needs to be 9. Alright, so that's it. Yes. Alright, so Dorian, we got E minor to D major, C sharp diminished, and B minor. So go between those two. The Aeolian and the Dorian. Hang on, I'm stuck on something back here. What is going on? Alright, let's continue that now that I got those things out of the way. Aeolian. That was a terrible transition. Alright, let's go into Dorian now. Alright, next let's go to Phrygian. So this is going to be E Phrygian, which is key of C. So E minor, D minor, C major, B diminished. Okay. Oops, let's label that. So I'm going to play Aeolian again, and then into Phrygian. Last, Locrian. So E Locrian, that is in the key of F. So we're going to be starting with the diminished chord. E diminished, D minor, C major, B flat major, back to E diminished. All right, so Phrygian and Locrian are they're the closest to each other in terms of two different modes. So really, Phrygian, the only difference between Phrygian and Locrian is the Phrygian has a perfect fifth, Locrian has the flat five or diminished fifth. So, like if you took your E Phrygian mode, flat the 5, you got Locrian. Phrygian. Locrian. So let's go from Phrygian to Locrian here. again. And let's go between Aeolian and Locrian as well, because, well, why not? Seems like a good idea. That's the wrong chord. Take two. Aeolian, then Locrian. So, as far as what to do with this, just try them. Just play through them and compare modes. So a good thing to do as far as like mode comparison, and you can compare any of them to each other, really. But like comparing Ionian to Mixolydian, Ionian to Lydian is good. You can compare Mixolydian to Lydian. Ionian to Aeolian, that's a good one. And Aeolian to Dorian's a good one. Aeolian to Phrygian's a good one. Phrygian to Locrian is a good one. Aeolian to Locrian's a good one. You can do Ionian to Locrian. So really any of them is fine. And one thing you might come across when just comparing everything to everything, what do I mean by comparing everything to everything? So go between Ionian, Mixolydian, Ionian, Lydian, Ionian, Aeolian, Ionian, Dorian, and so on. You can go Mixolydian to Lydian, Mixolydian to Aeolian, Mixolydian to Dorian, Mixolydian to Phrygian, and so on. So basically, you can start with one mode, play the next, go back to that one, play the next, go back to that one. And then here, you can start with this, play that one, come back here. Play the next one, come back here. Play the next one, come back. And do that with all of them. You can start with Lydian, play Lydian, and then you go to Ionian. Back to Lydian, go to Mixolydian. Go to Lydian, over to Aeolian. Back to Lydian, go to Dorian. You can start with Aeolian, play that, then go to Ionian. Back to Aeolian, go to Lydian or Mixolydian. Back to Aeolian, go to Lydian. Back to Aeolian, go to Dorian, and so on. So doing stuff like that can really help you hear the difference between two different modes, and you might come across two different modes that sound really good to go between. So that could help with songwriting stuff right there, because you might come across a thing like, well, wow, that sounds really cool. But the only way you're going to find what sounds cool to you is by doing it. So, yeah, just practice going between those, different ways. See what you come across in terms of what you like, and take any notes, write down any questions you have when doing it, and we'll go over all that. All right, any questions, let me know. I will see you again next week.